Randy Jaramillo and Mr. Rick Delgado from Jamedica is in the studio. How you guys doing today? Say hello to everyone.
Good. What's up, everybody?
Let's see, move up.
Glad to be here.
We're happy to have you here. It's a special interview. And to my left, I know you can't see me like I say every time, but I got the man himself, Mr. Henry Archuleta. How you doing, Henry?
Oh, we're doing fine here, brother. I'm glad to have two of the finest musicians in Denver with us to have a fun time. We're going to do a little interview. Just before they came in here, I talked to them. I says, I'm going to expose you guys since you were young. I'm going to talk about the Los Once days. I'm going to talk about Adams County Fairground days. We're going to have some fun, you guys. So, to my right, I've got Randy Jaramillo, and next to him, I've got Rick Delgado. So let's start up with, let us talk about when you first started playing, how you got started, and how you got into the Jamedica band.
You know, in 1973, I happened to come into the group actually accidentally because the group actually got started in 72, and I knew Ron Uliberry for years. So his nephew used to play bass. He didn't want to do it anymore, so he invited me, and it was 1973 when this happened. So after that, everything is history. I've been with them ever since. And then along the line, Ricky came in and joined us. Yep, it was a fun time. 1973.
There was just a little bit of
technical difficulties.
An executive producer just pointing out that he can't quite hear you over the stream. So we just made Randy kind of close up on that microphone. Just get right up on that microphone and just.
Yeah, I will.
And you may want to repeat what you just said because the executive producer just smiling at me. We did have a commercial break for our stream too, so that's going to be okay. So don't. When you see a commercial break, it'll come right back. So just hang in there.
No, in 1973, I got together with Jamedica kind of like accidentally because their bass player actually left the group. And Ron knew I played bass, so he invited me. And ever since then, I've been with the group and seen all members come and go. And pretty much I'm the last one. And then Ricky came into play. He's still with us today.
Oh, sweet. So Ron Uliberry, he started the group more or less. Is that him and we had two fallouts of members of the Jamedica band. Just recently, we had I went to it was a big gig that you guys had. It was the reunion.
Yeah, it was nice. We actually presented their families with some plaques of appreciation. It was, Dave Lucero and Ron. They spent a lot of time, and as musicians, they were pretty well known, and they've been around the block, so they helped a lot of people out. So it was fun.
That's great to hear. So let's touch on Jamedica, the early years. Some of the events that you took place in. You did a lot of events. When you first started out, did you do places like the Indian Center, some of the other local events that you did? Kind of touch on that and how it started and how Jamedica just got going and developed their big fan base.
Actually, we did start at the Indian Center, a lot of other places, a lot of small clubs, VFW halls, things like that. And it just grew as as we became popular. More doors opened up to us, and, eventually we met you. And things took off. So you have a lot to do with us of being where we're at. We appreciate it very much.
Well, there was a lot of things that we got to do together. One thing when I, wanted to call up Jamedica, let's go do a jam. I always knew that it was going to be one hell of a good gig. There'd be lots of females showing up, oh yeah. I always knew you guys drew all the chicks, because of the music they used to play. It was a lot of cover material, but it was always the latest and the greatest. So one of the things that we want to know about, let's talk about the Adams County Fairgrounds. Those are some awfully huge events. The place held up to 2,500 people. We'd hire 4 groups because we wanted to, feature Jamedica in on the show, and then we'd hire 2 or 3 warm-up groups. And then we would give a lot of the bands chances to, start their career out. We always paid everybody. We didn't say that, got to play for the the gimmick of it, let's go play for free. I try to pay everybody because that was the nature of the game. Nobody likes to go to the King Supers and say, okay, I just played with the Jamedica, and so give me some free food. That's not the way it works. You need some money. Everybody needs money. Let's talk about that.
And you know, I remember you were talking about that. I remember the Battle of the Bands quite well, in which I believe we placed first out of several groups, and it was fun. It was packed. I remember when we were playing, the power kept going out. So I don't know if that was due to us playing or due to somebody playing with the power cord.
And now that you said that, let me make a mention. When we brought in Sun, that was a power issue with that building. When they when they built that building, they just put their power, they had some breaker switches in there that just weren't very good. And so when we brought in Sun, we had the same issue, and it was stressful. So I brought in an electrician, redid the whole box in that unit. Fire department came in and said that has to be covered. Well, we had an electrician who did everything, set it back up, got Sun back up, and so that was an issue with the building. Let's touch up on. You want to talk about Los Once Hall? That was back in the day. Barry Fay had a place called the Rainbow Music Hall, and in our arena for the locals, we had Los Once Concert Hall. Now that was an event center that featured all the groups from all over Denver. Let's talk about that.
Los Onces used to be it was a great place for me because I got in trouble a lot over there.
That's where you met your wife? Or
No. We go back. No, it was just, all the musicians. We used to have a good time there, and the place was nice. The acoustics was nice. It was just fun, and you would run across a lot of your friends over there from time to time, and a lot of musicians. It was a good time. We always enjoyed it over there, and it's too bad. I don't know if the building's still up or not. Is it?
Yeah, the building is still up. It was sold to I think it's called the Aviation Union Hall or something like that. Aviation Union Hall for DIA. So that was an excellent time to enjoy Jamedica. Everybody used to pack the place. Back then, prices at Adams County Fairgrounds were only like $3.50 to get into the gig. As compared to nowadays, we're up at $20, $25, but that's even kind of high. A good price for listening to good local bands is 15, 20. When the place will pack and it still comes out the same. And every group likes to play for a packed house. Let's talk about the gentleman sitting right next to you, Rick Delgado. One of the featured pictures that I had on our website was Rick playing his guitar, and everybody loves that picture. It shows his hair nice and long, flowing in the wind because we're doing a park event, and that picture just shows the true feeling that Rick Delgado was having on that day. Rick, say hi to everybody.
Hello, everybody. How's everybody out there on Radio Land?
Radio Land, and we're talking across the world.
Worldwide.
We're going to say hi to everybody like in Miami, Florida, Chicago, New York City, Southern Cal. We're going to say a shout out to a lot of people. The Bronx, New York is logged in. There's a lot of people listening to us right now. We just couldn't believe how many people are liking our setup. So it's a lot of good things that are going on. So, with Rick, you still play the guitar. You're with Jamedica. I want to call you guys out today. I'm going to call you guys out. I've got, music writers who are doing some music. You don't have to write the music. You don't have to do nothing. You just play it. I'd like to call you guys out, keep the band going and maybe do some original music. Jamedica would light up and get on fire. I'm telling you, everybody all over the nation would listen to you. What do you think?
I think that'd be fine. We have some things that we're even actually Randy and myself were talking about maybe doing a CD here, maybe like right after the first of the year. I have some material that I've had, for a couple of years, and the Lucero brothers, of course, they have their other there's a society thing going on, and they have some really nice stuff that they've been working on as well. And hopefully we could get together, and bring some stuff together and hopefully cut something.
Yes, that would be, in this day and age, we've got, what is really nice, we've got the technology, the know-how, everything's going independent. We had Larry Dunn here in town. He's gone independent too. Earth, Wind, and Fire is going independent. Everybody's going independent. There was a big call out on Pandora because they're playing their music, and a big star, a female star, just called them out. She's getting what, 8 cents on the play of her big. She's got a big album out right now.
Oh,
And so, everybody's getting away from these music companies that are just not paying the groups. And everybody says, oh, you got to do it for this, you got to do it for that, to, get yourself going again, do it for free. No, that's going to end. You're going to monetize, and you're going to get going. And that's the key to having a good time and putting out more music is monetizing your music.
You know what? Prince started that out. Quite a few years ago. He used to have that slave on his hat all the time, and that was due because producers owned all his music and stuff. So after he got out of that, he started producing and writing and distributing all his own music, and he's still doing it today. So he was one of the guys at the forefront that started that out.
yeah, and not only that, but the technology is out there today that we didn't have, back in the day. I mean, they have the Pro Tools and everything now. Everything's computerized, and I mean, you could practically just cut a really good record in your basement, if need be.
And that's what I was saying, with the tools nowadays, the way it is nowadays, everybody is going to the new technology, and it's all good. And so with the state of the art stuff like what we have here, you cut something in the basement and mix it down, we could floss it right out, send it right out worldwide. It's an MP3 format. You control it through here to a system like this because
Right.
we're seriously independent. We don't go through anybody else's servers. We don't go through anybody else's software. We serve ourselves. And if you want to link up on our page to send money to your bank account or to your PayPal account for your songs, you can set that up with no problem.
Right.
That's the advent of the new technology. That's what Larry Dunn came to town to say. And that's why he's here. That's why he picked us, because he says, I know what you have there. He says, I want to be, independent with your outlet. So saying that, do you think you guys will do any kind of new music? Do you think it's possible?
Oh, it's very possible.
Do we have to get that Jesse off his butt? Do we have to? I mean,
Keep playing.
Yeah, we like I said, we have a lot of things that we're looking forward to working on here, pretty quick here. And I know I have a bunch of material. I don't sing much, but I have some material that I don't have lyrics to. And actually, Randy and myself, we were actually before the Jamedica things, the Juggernaut started firing up. We kind of had a thing going where we were working on some material, and hopefully we could get back with that as well. It'll be Christian material, but we're going to be doing some other R&B stuff with the Jamedica Juggernaut as well.
oh, sweet. So Jamedica is going to be running for a while. So
Oh, yes, sir. Yes, sir.
Now, one thing I did read that on Facebook that you're looking for a trumpet player. So you're going to start adding a horn section?
Yes,
An
sir.
entire horn section or just two horns? The typical Jamedica look was the two horns. I think sometimes you guys would have a third, some every now and
Right.
then.
We'll probably just have a second horn for now. And, you never know. Things, how things are going to go.
Yeah. And so your singers up front, how you gonna stay with that?
We're going to stay with that for now. The Lucero brothers are doing really good.
And they look good. They look good up front.
Yeah.
And we also
because you guys, you look good.
Yeah.
But with that,
they make us look good.
yeah,
We're kind of.
they look. No, you guys look good
Oh,
too.
geez.
You're OG Jamedica.
Right.
OJs. You're OJs. That's
Yeah,
right.
we even have Dave Lucero, a third generation Lucero that's playing with us on keyboards. And,
Oh, that's really good.
he's really he's impressing us. He's young and
It vibrates.
right.
Yeah, sweet. So let me touch on some of the events that you have coming up. You have a couple of events coming up that 1 or 2, 5, 6. One?
Right now things are up in the air. We're pretty much just started getting together. We're working on more material right now, getting some sets together. But just like us on Facebook, you'll be seeing the upcoming gigs that we'll be having.
With the Jamedica reunion, let's talk about that gig. I mean, everybody liked it. It reminded us of back in the past. You know, those are the back in the past days. You know, you came up with a new your band. It was you know there was some new members in there. Did you guys feel pretty comfortable the way it came out? Did you feel like there were some loose sets or loose parts or any areas that you needed to pick up on?
No, not really. Like I said, with the one horn, I mean, like I said, the technology now, these keyboards they have nowadays,
And Max was on it. Yeah, Max can
right?
really do his thing. Max has been around with you guys for a long time.
Oh
Max is
yeah,
an incredible keyboard player, and he did fill in any kind of areas on the horn section area, so he made it sound very
right.
nice.
And he joined the Jamaica band. I'm not really one of the original members, but he joined just a few months after I joined up. I was kind of like I joined up with the band here in 1975, and actually I didn't know these guys. I didn't know Randy. I never met them guys or anything. And Tony Lopez was the drummer at the time, and I knew him through some shady dealings. I don't want to go into that, but
What happened to Tony? I spotted him a couple of times. We talked, and he picked up some material from you guys, actual video recordings of you guys. And he was supposed to get me some of those, but we never got back with each other. What happened to Tony? How come he's not in none of the jams?
he's still around. I haven't really talked to him for a little bit, but he's still around. He's still good. He's working still, and he's got his family. Everything's going pretty good with him.
Okay, let's get Randy back on the mic and let's talk to him further. Right, let's take it way back to the initial start of Jamedica. That included Ron Ulibarri up front, Mr. Lucero. Both of them were singers. And you had two trumpet players. Well, you had one trumpet player, sax player. Those two individuals, I don't remember their names right offhand.
Dave Thomas and Steve Farkas.
That's right. Yeah.
And then we had a Roger Cordova playing guitar, Mike Garcia on congas. And back then we would do a lot.
There was Tony Lopez on drums, right?
Yeah, Tony was playing drums with us back then. And then after Roger left, actually Ricky came in and so did Dave Lucero.
Mm-hmm.
So it just kept going after that, and more doors seemed to be opening up for us, and we were at the right place at the right time, and it just kept snowballing, and we were able to take time off. I'm talking 20 years, 25 years off, and come back and still sell out wherever we go. So.
And it's interesting, you guys, the delivery that you guys had. Your two vocalists up front, Dave and Ron, they had a melodic feel to the delivery of their songs. They sounded very well, put together music. And when they delivered it, you guys had that dynamic in the back where your dynamics would drop down, vocals would come out with clean, crisp, clear sounds. What did you think of that when Ron and Dave came aboard and they both got together? Did you like that sound?
Oh, it was wonderful. Back then when Dave came on board, not too many people know this, but he had a connection with people back in the West Coast to where he would get all the music back there, and before any of the radio stations had them here in Colorado, we would have them. For instance, AWB, Cut the Cake, any average music or, Tower Power, things like that. And we would start playing them. And when we'd be playing them, other groups would wonder if it was our material, but within weeks, it was on the radio, the original people doing it. So that kind of helped us out. I mean, he had a connection. I never did ask him where he got it from. But what's happening now is you got Dave Jr. If you turn your back and you listen to some of the songs that Dave Sr. used to do, you would think it was Dave Sr. standing behind you, and it's kind of weird. But his son sounds just like him, and he does a whole lot more with keyboards, writing, and then you got like Ricky said, we call him D3, David Lucero Jr. the third.
Now, what groups are they playing with? I know they go collaborate with other groups. I know that one of them is with Chasing the Dream right now.
Yeah.
So now, if you think that would interfere, or is he going to just drop any gigs with Chasing the Dream, jump over to Jamedica when they've got gigs? So, see, I'm running into a lot of this. We ran into it with Moses Jones. We ran into it with several of the other groups. Okay, what if somebody has a breakout here? Let's say Jamedica has a breakout. Is he going to go with Jamedica? Is Chasing the Dream comes out with some good quality songs? Does he run with Chasing the Dream?
You know, right now he is with Chase. Everything is the same as it was before. And with us now, this is a hobby for us. So, we can actually call our own shots wherever we want to play. If we want to do corporate gigs or private gigs or weddings, we can do it. And Dave is there to help us out whenever whenever the situation calls for. But he's, as far as I know, he's strictly with Chasing the Dream right now.
So tell me something, the genre. Are you going to stick with the funk genre, or are you going to kind of go across the board? Because everybody's going across the board. You got Bruno Mars. I mean, he crosses over, but yet his music hits that funk sound with that hard driving horn section. Are you guys going to flip back and forth? Are you going to stay with all funk, or are you going to go across the board with all the different genres?
Actually, most of our following is old school music, but we do, now that we got two generations of musicians playing with us, we can go back and do some up-to-date hip-hop, funk, jazz, and then we go back and we do what we used to do back in the day. So we got both flavors mixed in together, so it seems to be working out. And so your question is, yeah, we're going to go jumping back and forth.
Well, Randy, it's been fun. We go back a long, long ways. We have lots of promotions. We're still around. A lot of people wonder what happened. Oh, they're gone. And we've never been gone. We've been around the music scene for a long time. We're just COVID.
Oh yeah.
And so we're coming back out. We've got this new medium that's going to really help a lot of the musicians here in Denver. Something that nobody else has. You can't walk into the Clear Channel radio stations and hand your music. They're going to look at you like, what the heck? Who's this? Like they don't allow nothing. That's the problem. That's why everybody's saying enough of this. We're going to be independent. Now with this medium, Denver has a chance to take their stuff worldwide, and we're going to make that possible. Now you think Jamedica will be around for another at least 3 years, 4 years, 5 years?
I'm looking at a 4 to 5 year goal with this. Like Rick said, in January, we have some material written. We're going to put some more together, and we're getting ready to try to get a CD out by the end of springtime. And I believe, hopefully it'll be going another 4 years.
Sweet. And I want to be the first to know. Do you have a name for it?
For
your new CD? Do you have been thinking of some name?
Not yet. I'm sure.
Oh, it's called Not Yet.
No, it's not. It's not quite together yet. But we get together with the whole group, and we put all our minds together to see what we're coming up with. But it's not there yet. So, but we'll guarantee you'll get a CD. So. And off the bat.
Yeah, and keeping in mind, we're going to throw that up and we'll play it. We'll put it on an all-night streamer that we do with everybody else. We'll put it on the old school show. Put it on all the shows that the genre fits. Of course, we can't put it into the alternative show unless you have some alternative genre, but it may fit. We don't know. A lot of the other groups that have been giving us their music, it's, man, just incredible what Denver has put out. Jamedica has a history with us. You guys have come a long ways. It's so cool to be sitting here in the same. I mean, who would have thought? Randy, here we were sitting. We used to see each other. A long time ago, I used to work for RTD, putting up that light rail system.
I remember all
retard,
that.
It was like
I'm still doing it.
And so I fulfilled my job, and then I got back out. RTD's got their light rail system up and running, so now we're doing something different. And it's a real pleasure to be sitting right across from you and Rick. And if you want to do some shout outs to anybody that's listening in, you're more than welcome to if they know how to patch in. We're KUHS Radio TV, Denver, Colorado. We're UHS World Communications. We're going to do shout outs to Chicago, Miami, Texas, Southern Cal, and all my family out in Arizona. I know you're listening in at this time because you said you would. We're doing a shout out to you. We're brought to you by G-Wiz Computers in Denver, Colorado, and we're on the DJ Jesse Show, live with Jamedica and Rick Delgado. Jamedica, one of the foremost good bands here in Denver, Colorado.
Yes, sir.
And so we got Rick Delgado. We're going to say a few more things before we let go here.
Okay.
You're on, Rick.
I'm on.
Mm-hmm. So Rick,
Yes, sir.
you're gonna stick with the group. You know, it's so nice to see you. You're a happy-go-lucky guy. I still love that picture. That picture should be on one of our, posters or something. The
Oh,
picture of
okay.
you with your hair flowing in the wind. Everybody loves that picture. You
You
get so
know,
many likes off that.
Actually, a good friend of mine that I grew up with, went to school with, junior high school. I guess he pretty much got that picture from you, and he's the one that sent it to me, and I was like so surprised. And when I asked him, I go, "Where'd you get this at?" He goes, "From Henry Archuleta." I go, "Where did he get it?"
We had a camera. We had a photographer taking pictures. We had a videographer taking videos. But back then, man, the technology wasn't as good as it is nowadays. You walk around with an iPhone, get high quality, high digital stuff. We're doing high def streaming by Ustream if you want to check it out. Our Ustream is not put out there heavily because we're testing it out, but you are on video right now via Ustream. So there's a lot of people watching you right now.
Okay.
So you did
I'm
look
not
good.
nervous.
Oh, neither am I. Best me that. No, just kidding. No, we had a good time with you guys, and I'm really glad to have you guys in. Coming up next, we're going to have Greg Goodlow, the Greg Goodlow jazz sensation. It's Greg Goodlow and the Good Light Years Band. He's coming up next. So if you guys want to stick around, you're more than welcome to. So if you want to do some shout outs, you're welcome to. If you have anybody that's listening to you, Rick, you could say hello to everybody.
I'm just gonna say hello to everybody, and we hope to see you soon.
Yeah, I'd like to say hello to a lot of my friends out in Southern California, San Diego, also in Los Angeles. Hope to get out that way with our music and our band, so stay tuned. We got more to come.
And once again, y'all been listening to Mr. Randy Jaramillo, Mr. Rick Delgado from Denver's own Jamedica band. So we thank you both for coming in. We really appreciate it.
Thank you, sir.
Thank you for having us.
Yeah,
Thank you so much. It was a pleasure sitting in here. You know, Randy, you walked in, you see my mom. You guys went to high school together, so
Yeah.
that, it's a small world. So we thank you once again for being in. And like Henry said, coming up next, we got Mr. Greg Goodlow talking about his musical career and his up close and personal concert, November 23rd, going down at Jazz and Jack. So stick around.